West, and then we will have the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilmember Yesenia Munaton.
All right, please prepare yourself according to your faith. Dear Lord, as we begin, may we approach tonight's discussions with open hearts and minds. Listen actively and engage thoughtfully. Fill us with respect for one another, for the diverse voices in our community, and for the shared responsibility we all carry in making our city a better place. May our decisions be guided by wisdom, compassion, and a commitment to the well-being of all. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Turn and face the flag. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Bless you.
At this time, I will turn the meeting over to Chair Bridingham for the Housing Authority.
Yes. Madam Clerk, can you call roll?
Commissioner Aristegui.
Here.
Commissioner Beckles. Here. Commissioner Klopfenstein.
Here.
Commissioner Muñetón.
Here.
Commissioner Philip Nguyen.
Here.
Commissioner Tan Nguyen.
Yeah.
Commissioner Tran.
Here.
Vice Chair Dovin.
Present.
And Chair Bridingham.
Here. Okay, we have one item for oral communications. It will be a joint item.
Chair Bridingham, if we could open the call for oral communications.
Sure. Good idea. Is there anyone here who would be like to address the Housing Authority? Okay. Seeing none, we will close oral communications. And this time we will move. This is going to be a joint action item held concurrently with the Garden Grove City Council. And do we have a presentation?
Yes, this evening we have one item for consideration, an approval of a preliminary award letter between the City of Garden Grove, the Garden Grove Housing Authority, Domus Development LLC, and Korean Community Services, Inc. And Timothy Throne is here to provide that report.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. The joint action item before you is to consider approval of the preliminary award letter between the City, Garden Grove Housing Authority, Domus Development, and Korean Community Services. The award letter provides the developer a commitment of housing funds and project-based vouchers for the construction of an 81-unit senior affordable housing development at St. Anselm's Episcopal Church. So back in December 2023, the city issued an RFP for the development of affordable and permanent supportive housing. Domus Development and Korean Community Services submitted a proposal in response to this RFP and was selected to move forward to negotiations since the project demonstrated the best leverage of city resources. They were able to leverage $2.5 million in Orange County Housing Finance Trust funds, as well as $2.5 million in CalOptima funding. So discussions regarding the proposed project experienced delays in 2024 due to the cancellation of the state's multifamily housing supernova, which postponed the developer's ability to pursue critical financing. Negotiations with the developer resurfaced in December 2024 when HCD released the 2025 housing supernova. The deadline for this NOFA is April 15th. So a little history about the St. Anselm's Church. So back in 1977, the St. Anselm's Immigrant and Refugee Community Center was developed, which played a key role in the resettlement of Vietnamese refugees after the war. And the community center ultimately provided English classes and other services to Vietnamese refugees who had settled in Garden Grove. The center also provided job training, counseling, and other assistance, and quickly became a vital resource for thousands of refugees and immigrants in Orange County. Moving on to the project at hand, the proposed St. Anselm's Senior Apartments project is an 81-unit affordable rental housing development that will be located at 9473 Larson Avenue and adjacent parcels in Garden Grove's Koreatown. The location is in close proximity to transit services and community amenities, making it ideal for senior housing. The project will be a 100% senior project with a combination of affordable and permanent supportive housing units, including 21 units dedicated to chronically homeless seniors, as well as 59 units for income qualified seniors and 1 manager's unit. The housing unit mix will be 31 studios, 37 one-bedrooms, and 13 two-bedroom units, which includes that manager's unit. Project includes 63,750 square feet of residential and amenity space, 5,000 square feet of interior community areas, including a health and wellness clinic, and 13,000 feet of open space. On-site amenities and services include case management, medical and mental health care, substance use disorder treatment, life skills training, and recreational programming. The development will be subject to a 55-year affordability covenant, ensuring long-term affordable housing to seniors at extremely low and very low income levels. To facilitate the project's financing and development, the city and Garden Grove Housing Authority are recommending a commitment up to $2 million in permanent local housing allocation funds, otherwise known as PLHA, and 21 project-based vouchers. The award is contingent on meeting certain funding and programmatic milestones, which include subsidy layering review and environmental review under NEPA. The developer proposes to leverage this local commitment as a critical component of its competitive application to multiple state funding sources, including $16.9 million through the 2025 HCD Housing Supernova Round 3, 4% tax credits from TCAC, and tax-exempt bonds from SIDLAC. The 21 project-based units are designated as PSH units, restricted to extremely low seniors at 30% AMI, and priority will be given to individuals who are chronically homeless and eligible under the Mental Health Services Act. The remaining 59 units will be affordable to very low income seniors at 40 and 50% AMI. Additionally, the developer will implement a reasonable referral and preference plan for the affordable units in the project, including cooperation with the county in its implementation of the coordinated entry system in the following order of preferences. So persons exiting the Central Cities Navigation Center will be number 1 priority. Former or current recipients of Garden Grove's tenant-based rental assistance program. Persons who were previously displaced in Garden Grove. Persons on the Garden Grove Housing Authority waiting list. Persons who live or work in Garden Grove. Other persons with ties to Garden Grove who qualify as seniors. And other persons without ties to Garden Grove who qualify as senior. The project also takes advantage of by right approval under state supportive housing laws and is not subject to CEQA per Government Code 65651. The proposed unit mix and supportive services are aligned with local and regional priorities to combat homelessness, expand affordable housing, and serve aging populations with dignity. A robust service plan led by Korean Community Services will ensure wraparound services and ongoing support for residents' physical and mental well-being, financial stability, and quality of life. Approval of the award letter positions the city and the Housing Authority to execute an affordable housing agreement upon successful award of outstanding funding and enables the developer to proceed with next steps, including finalizing project design, securing additional funding, and preparing for construction. Finally, the approval of this award letter includes a Garden Grove loan up to $2 million sourced through PLHA funds, 21 project-based vouchers, and these funds are available presently, and this award letter will commit and encumber such funds pursuant to applicable laws and regulations. It's recommended that City Council and Housing Authority approve the award letter and authorize the Authority Director to make minor modifications as needed and sign the award letter on behalf of the City and Housing Authority. And authorize the Authority Director on behalf of the City and the Housing Authority to execute the Affordable Housing Agreement and related documents, including all exhibits, instruments, implementing agreements, assignment agreements, and to make minor modifications as needed. I'd like to now show just a quick video of the project that was prepared by the developer highlighting the proposed project.
For over 50 years, St. Anselm's has stood as a beacon of hope in Garden Grove, a place of refuge, service, and community for those in need. But today, this historic site is at risk. Time has worn it down, and without action, we'll lose a cornerstone of our city. St. Anselm's has always served the most vulnerable people from all walks of life, reflecting Garden Grove's rich diversity. Now it's ready for its next chapter, a healthy living campus where low-income residents can find stable homes and wellness support, all while preserving the church's legacy. This isn't just a project, it's a reinvestment in a site that served thousands, ensuring it remains a sanctuary for generations. Join us in building a stronger, more inclusive Garden Grove for all.
Okay, now that concludes my presentation, and I'd like to invite the development team up to the dais just to introduce themselves and be available to answer any of your questions. So we have Maurice Ramirez from Domus Development and Ellen An from Korean Community Services here.
Good evening, honorable council members. I'm the executive director of KCS, Korean Community Services. We're also known as KCS Health Center, a local community health clinic with sites in Orange County. I am here to answer any questions you may have regarding the supportive services.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Maurice Ramirez. I'm the developer, Domus Development. We're a statewide developer of affordable housing. We develop everywhere in California. We are blessed and very happy to be partnering with Korean Community Services on this development. And again, we're here just to answer any of your questions.
Any questions from commissioners? Commissioner Dovin?
Thank you. I do have a couple of quick questions. One is, I don't think we've seen any development plans yet. Will that be forthcoming? Do you have a timeline for when we might be able to see some?
Correct. They have just been submitted to the planning department for plan check, or for planning approval.
Okay, so it's got to work through the plan check process and then maybe go to planning commission before
Correct.
it comes back to the city for a full report?
Correct. Through the planning department, you'll get the full report for approval of the entitlements.
Okay, I know the location of the church, but I'm not familiar with the whole lot. What is the lot square footage, and will the entire,
Oh my gosh.
all the buildings there now be razed and demolished in
So
preparation of the new buildings?
Yeah, so it's kind of we're reconfiguring the lot, right? So the church is on the corner. The church will remain. It currently has a multi-purpose room that kind of is towards the back. And that part will be demolished, and parking will be provided in that area, fronting the street. The housing development will be, I guess, parallel to the church between the two streets there, and it will have its own parking on the other side of the building.
So the church will still be operational?
Correct.
It will still have services
Correct.
and functional and preserved for the most part. Is there any historic preservation codes that apply to it, to the church itself?
The church is not in the registry, if that's the question, but we are preserving the church as it's currently.
As if it
is.
was in the
Correct.
registry. Thank
Correct,
you very
yeah.
much, yes.
I would like to add, I am a member of that church. I go regularly, and Father Thomas Lee, who oversees the English, Korean, Vietnamese, and Spanish congregations, wasn't able to join us today, but we have full church buy-in.
Yeah, just a comment. That's wonderful. And when we get updates later on, we may invite more members and as well as the pastor to come, and I'd love to talk to him about his vision for when this all comes together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cindy Tran.
Yes, actually, this church is in my district, and I know Father Thomas Lee. I have donated some of the items there. I have been going to that church to do the Feed the Homeless every year with the youth group. We do Feed the Homeless, giving them food and give them, all kind of things. But anyway, so the project, I know that right now is subject to the Supernova approval, right? So that's one of the conditions that we have here, and that's why we don't have anything to review today. But I want to say a couple of notes. So first is, I love how you have it to combat the homeless situation. I heard many people asking us about that. What are you guys doing, and things like that. We have many projects, many different things, But this is an example for the resident out there. Not just you have 21 units for the homeless, senior homeless, right? And or the very low income senior. So that's very good. I love that first item. And then second thing is that location, as you see in the movie, it's kind of running down because the church has been there for so long. And with the history that it helped the vulnerable or the refugee in the past, especially for Vietnamese community, this is the 50-year anniversary for the Black April. So thank you for doing this. And I think we're going to get more information in terms of with the detail when we get further down. But at this point, so I just want to say thank you so much for doing that and to do a project for the senior homeless. So thank you.
Thank you for mentioning that. I am not the developer, but we are a large Asian nonprofit here in Orange County, and it is really important to preserve the history of St. Anselm's Cultural Center that was there up until about 2005. Many refugees went through that site, and keeping that heritage alive in a nicer, newer building is really important for us as an organization.
If I can just say, also add that if it wasn't for our relationship with Korea Community Services and their ability to provide the services that will be needed by the residents, future residents of the building, the project would not be able to work. So it's a really great partnership we have with her. She says she's not the developer, but she's our co-developer.
So I do also want to mention, KCS has very strong relationships with the Vietnamese organizations in this county. There are many nonprofits, and we partner on several initiatives, and hopefully the social service space, the 5,000 square feet, will be able to house and will collaborate on some of those projects to serve the senior homeless population. So thank you.
Philip Wynn?
Yes, I would like to have a chance to compliment the developer because I have a chance to visit the area right behind the church. And the church is very, even it's D3, but very familiar with me because I drove by every day. And I realized, really like the church that been doing service for all the minor community and others. And the way that I visit the area where the development's doing behind the church, that was great. I really like it, and hopefully that I myself support.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Commissioner
So my question is, are you guys also planning on having nutritional services available for the seniors, or considering creating some sort of infrastructure for that, or partnering with other organizations that would provide those services?
Yeah, absolutely. At our other site, because we don't have a dedicated senior site that this would provide, we're currently contracted with Meals on Wheels to provide lunch, and we are at present once a week, and we would just expand that with the county Meals on Wheels provider. So absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, I do have a comment first, and it's not every day we get to consider 80 or more low-income units in our city, and I'm excited. It's a good start for us to help our community out, especially those in need. I'm excited that we're targeting the seniors. I think that's wonderful for Garden Grove seniors. I did hear wraparound services, and mental health was part of those services. Could you elaborate a little bit on what services mental health related will be offered towards the?
Yeah, so currently we offer, and we would refine it as the population, as we see who the residents are, but KCS currently offers psychiatry, therapy, care management, as well as other Medicaid reimbursed mental health services in our community clinic. We are also contracted with CDPH to provide an age-wise wraparound mental health program. And we're contracted with Orange County Healthcare Agency in an early intervention senior program, as well as Meals on Wheels. So we have a buffet of senior services that we would be able to tailor and see what the space can fit depending on who the residents are.
And that includes prescribing medication?
Oh, yeah, we can definitely, we have psychiatry on staff. We currently have a mobile unit there, and we take our mobile unit there already because we occupy some space there in its present form.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
very much. Oh, sure. Yes, Mayor.
Just to kind of reiterate what you were saying, obviously with seniors, I'm assuming the wraparound care is probably a little different, and the need is obviously great, and so it's great to hear what you're providing. Will they be allowed to have pets in this?
That,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not a developer.
Yeah, well, we even have a dog run.
That's great. I know a lot of seniors, their animals are very important to them, especially if they live alone, so that's great to hear. And I've had an opportunity to be on your church campus. It's very special. You can definitely feel the history and the years of service and what has been dedicated to the community. You yourself are quite a historian and provide such a depth of knowledge. You can see the passion that you have for the church, and so I feel that this project is well suited and hopefully can move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With that, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move it.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Call for the vote. I guess we're doing a roll call vote.
Commissioner Aristegui.
Yes.
Commissioner Beckles. Commissioner Klopfenstein.
Yes.
Commissioner Muñetón.
Yes.
Commissioner Philip Nguyen.
Yes.
Commissioner Tan Nguyen.
Yep.
Commissioner Tran.
Yes.
Vice Chair Dovin.
Aye.
And Chair Brigham.
Yes,
Motion received, 9 yes votes.
congratulations.
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we welcome your comments on services moving forward. Thank you.
If the city council can now also take the motion and a vote, since we have the item in front of you.
Okay, can we call for the vote for the city council as well?
We have a motion and a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion and a second for the city council vote on this.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Look at us.
In a second, sorry. Call for the vote, please.
In my district,
I'm like,
so.
what's going on here?
And it borders mine.
Yes.
Councilmember Brigham.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes.
Councilmember Tran.
Yes.
Councilmember Muñetón.
Yes.
Councilmember Aristegui.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dovin.
Aye.
And Mayor Klopfenstein.
Yes.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Now we're back to the Housing Authority. Do we have any matters for chair? Matters from commissioners?
No.
Seeing none, we will adjourn and go back to the council. Sorry. Let me help you out here.
All right. We'll move on to presentations. And we do have one this evening, Community Spotlight in recognition of the Santiago High School boys basketball team for winning the CIF championship. And fantastic victory. And our Assistant City Manager, Matt West, will read the Community Spotlight.
All right, tonight, the Garden Grove City Council is pleased to recognize Santiago High School boys basketball team for winning the CIF Southern Section Division IV AA Championship. This time, I'd like to invite all of the high school boys basketball team and coaches Matt Morehouse, Jeff Van Sickle, Isaiah Morehouse, and Jeffrey Gomez. Please come forward up to the front. For the past 8 years, the Santiago High School boys basketball team has consistently showcased their talent. In addition to never losing a single season, they've earned 5 league titles. Year after year, the team has represented their school and the Garden Grove Unified School District with heart, determination, and a winning record. This season, the Cavaliers made their mark by earning the first CIF title in the school's basketball history. Since their last semifinal appearance in 1970, Santiago High School made their very first trip to the CIF SS Division IV AA Championship and won against Ramona High School 64-49. This victory is a testament to the hard work and dedication of the players, coaches, and community. As the team shared, they are honored to take part and represent this incredible city. Several members of the team also received special individual recognition. Jordan De La Mora was named the Division IV AA Player of the Year, while Jaden Baudet earned second team All-CIF honors. Head coach Matt Morehouse was also recognized as Division IV AA Coach of the Year. Coach Morehouse expressed his gratitude this season by saying it was a collective effort made possible by the dedication of the team, families, staff, and supporters who stood by the team every step of the way. The city couldn't be prouder of these young athletes and their coaching staff for their dedication, teamwork, and perseverance. At this time, the mayor and city council would like to present the Santiago High School boys basketball team and coaches with certificates of recognition of their historic CIF Southern Section Division 4AA championship win. 2, Jaden Bade, Anthony Bermudez, Diego Bracamonte, Nathan Cortez, Jordan De La Mora, Gerald Guidry II, Javier Landeros, Sang Pham, Matthew Ramirez, Noah Torres, Ruben Vargas, head coach Matt Morehouse, assistant coach Jeff Van Sickle, assistant coach Isaiah Morehouse, and assistant coach Jeffrey Gomez. Congratulations. We wish you continued success in your future endeavors on and off the court. We would now like to welcome up GGUS Board Trustee Walter Munitin to the podium to share a few words first. Trustee Munitin, if you could come up just for a moment. I can't see anybody, so you're going to have to do this yourself.
Good evening. With me, I have Trustee Bob Harden and our wonderful principal, Christina, over at Santiago High School. Good evening, honorable council members, honorable mayor, staff, and community members. Walter Munitin again, serving as the trustee for the Garden Grove Unified School District. Both as a proud graduate of Santiago and a Board of Education member, it's my honor to present to you the Santiago High School basketball team as we celebrate their historic season and their first ever CIF championship. This program has always fostered hard work, determination, and excellence. Under the leadership of dedicated coaches and staff, Santiago High School basketball players have played hard and put it all on the court to capture the league championship 5 times. This season, however, has been nothing short of extraordinary. Santiago boys basketball team has secured their first ever CIF championship. It's an achievement that will be remembered for generations to come. This championship is a testament to the Cavalier community and their relentless commitment to excellence. I couldn't be prouder of the team, our community, and our coaches. And speaking about our coaches, I also want to highlight that Coach Matt Morehouse, as we heard, was named Coach of the Year by CIF Southern Section. So we're totally happy to have him here in our Santiago community. We look forward to continuing this winning tradition and bringing even more pride to our city in the years to come. No pressure, Coach. Congratulations, Cavaliers. You should be proud of the hard work, grit, and athleticism that you led to this exciting accomplishment. We encourage you to embrace your future with the same level of determination and passion. Thank you to the City Council. Thank you to the Mayor for recognizing and showing our support for the achievement of these hardworking athletes that you see behind me. So thank you.
Too busy.
Anthony? Diego? Nathan? Jordan?
As you get them, come on
You
in.
can send it to me.
Here? We're gonna
Once you
grab-
get your,
just send them
thing,
on
come
down.
on in.
Saying
Once you get your certificate, come
Matthew.
in.
Pass that down. Noah and Ruben. Awesome. All right, guys.
Oh my God, I don't get it. It's gonna get dwarfed over there, Stephanie. We have to get some more in here.
More on this side too.
Yeah. Normally we say let the short people in front, but we don't have that issue here.
1, 2, 3.
You want to get a haircut? I don't have much to work with anymore.
Congratulations, guys. Awesome job. Hey, how many juniors? We How many juniors? We got 1, 2, 3. All right. Expecting miracles next year.
Can you give me the picture later?
Yeah.
I forgot my phone today.
You leave it at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a little lip that goes into it right there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Just going to let everybody clear out for just a second, and then we'll move on to oral communication. All right, oral communication. I have several pink cards. We will start with Devin Marsh.
Good evening, council. I come before the council in a few matters. And one of the matters is Building and Safety Department, especially Rita Kramer. She has been harassing me on several occasions and my family. We have tried to negotiate with her, help her, work with her on clearing up some citation matters. We've recently gone to court over the matter. And for example, one of the things in court, I announced to the judge of a shed that is alleged in the 5-foot violation. And it has electrical. And I stated to the judge states to Rita Kramer, if all the electrical is removed, it's under 120 square feet and is within the 5-foot setbacks under section 105.2 building code, it's allowed to be permitted without a permit. And I go, will that satisfy the city? She goes, no, I want it removed. Completely straight out. Showing unwillingness to work with residents or homeowners on issues for building and safety. She has also further presented the courts false documents, and I'm more than happy to share those with anyone in the court. I left my email on the card. And the false documents states under 105, building code 105.2, says under 120 square foot, you don't need a permit. But yet Rita Kramer took it upon herself to do EDGE, which is a surge agent. I'm a senior estimator, so I know construction. I know that there's Google Earth, Roofer, Eagle View, GISs, and Los Angeles has the best GIS. It's almost accurate as hell, you know, because I use it quite a bit. And she assumed the square foot, and she's coming after us on a citation. How do you force a citation on guessing? Because these GISs, all these information data systems, come from a satellite that view down on the Earth. Some are accurate, some aren't, depending on where the satellite is located. You know, they came in on an unsigned search warrant, forced their way into my property, threw me against the wall, and didn't even take proper measurements. And Jack Tran was a city inspector for the location, and a number of times he was looking over the fence. I let him know the fence is 2 foot on my property, and that is as building code, because building code says you can build it 2 foot on your property, and I know this for a fact because my grandfather built it. And my mother, you know, told me because she had to lay the bricks for this stupid thing. And she said they built it 2 foot on our property so that way we wouldn't upset the neighbors, because there was some confrontation with the neighbors. There still
Sir, I'm
is.
sorry, your time is up.
Okay.
Thank you.
I thought I had, oh, wow.
It's 3 minutes, yeah.
Wow, damn.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It goes
but
by
hey,
fast.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, yeah.
Okay.
Next up, we have Raquel Soto.
Good evening. My property, I'm a business owner and manager for residential property located at 11851 Gilbert and 11811 Gilbert. We have a big issue with the homeless population that enter the riverbed, and we've been here several times in regards to this issue. The issue continues. We try to call the police do not get there in time, and the police will not service the area because it is a sheriff's jurisdiction, and we just need some help. We need some direction as to how to handle this. I have video of the amount of homeless people that are in or out daily now. Now it's my safety. I feel like I'm scared to conduct business. Now this is not only at 2 o'clock in the morning, this is now at 7 o'clock in the morning, this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The riffraff is just really out of hand, and just would really like some direction from anybody, on how to handle this. We've called the police, and they encourage us to call when it's happening, but when they get there, it's done. And if I call when it's over, then they will not do anything because the situation's already occurred and they can't do anything. So kind of like hands are tied, and we understand that this is an ongoing issue. We understand the homeless situation, but just want to keep being in your ear and keep letting you know that the issue is persistent. They're tearing down the wall, the retaining wall now, and making it easier to come in and out of this riverbed that has, it's probably like a 10-foot climb. They're coming up within 30 seconds. They're fast. They're drop-in bikes, all kinds of different stuff, and it's all day. All day I have videos of it. So if you guys want video, I have it. This past Sunday night, Monday morning, they were blasting music, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. They were having a party. And, there's residents here, and it's just an ongoing issue. So any direction on how to take care of this would be wonderfully appreciated.
Thank you. We'll make sure to have someone reach out to you. Sorry we can't have a back and forth during oral. I appreciate it. Thank you. Kyle Mason.
Good evening. I'm Kyle Mason. You guys pretty much know who I am. Raquel just told you about that wall. Well, here's a picture of it with the blocks being taken out of the wall so they can come up and down the riverbed. They're living underneath that bridge where the room is. I myself have already pulled a dead body out of there. I've been requesting for 2 years now for you guys to put a steel door down there to stop the people from going down there. And she's right. By the time we do call the police, by the time they get there, it's all said and done and they're gone. I called them just about a week ago about the women's club. There were 9 people over in the cell phone towers. I waited there 2 hours. Nobody showed up. What does it take to help? I mean, I'm part of the neighborhood watch. We'd like to get a little bit safer and maybe a little bit. I noticed that yesterday, the day before, I've never seen so many squad cars in our area. So they knew the meeting was coming up, and that's why a few people told me that's why they're, Hyde Park, the whole area, the library. Apparently they raided a bunch of people and stuff, so why don't you stay there and keep bringing the officers around so it's a little bit more safer? And please get those people out of the riverbed. I have so many pictures of people going through this whole riverbed area. It is unreal. And this lady's feeding her son, who supposedly lives down there. His name is Junior. And yet she's threatened my life. She said if she sees a squad car in any area, she's going to take my life out. I made that comment before. Nobody's ever done anything. I know one thing. We are going to start taking things into our own hands and start doing things our own selves. I've been requesting it now again for over 2 years. I hope something's going to get done soon before I do. Thank you.
Maureen Blackman.
Hello, Mayor. Whoa. What's happening here? Hello, Mayor, City Council, and staff. I'm here to invite the community to a fantastic opportunity to learn more about the efforts Garden Grove is doing to tend to the needs and the responsibilities of our city's homeless dilemma. On par with these other comments. At the March 11th City Council meeting, the city's strategic plan to address the homelessness was spotlighted. Staff and Susan Price did a deep dive. The Garden Grove Neighborhood Association thought that the presentation was valuable, and we wanted to expand on the information and bring it to the people. Our goal is to showcase the good, the bad, and even the ugly. In other words, where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. We are hosting our version of a town hall that we dub Meet on Main. The Meet on Main will be held at the Gem Theater, April 16th from 5 o'clock to 6:30. You can visit the Garden Grove Neighborhood Association's Facebook page for more details. Refreshments will be served and quite possibly a little entertainment. This is a chance to end the rumors and get the facts with some fun along the way. Thank you, City Manager Lisa Kim, for helping book our guests and her willingness to understand the needs of our residents on this issue. Thank you to Damian Lorton from the Gem for his openness to host this event. I learned this week that Damian is a 12th generation Californian, besides being extremely talented and generous. See you next Wednesday. I have some flyers outside. Thank you.
Thank you. I have several other pink cards, but they are in connection with the public hearing items, so I will wait to pull those at that time. So for now, we will recess to successor agency. And Madam Clerk, if you could call roll, please.
Member Breitigam? Here. Member Tran?
Here.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Adestegi?
Here.
Member or Vice Chair Muñetón?
Here.
And Chair Klopfenstein?
Here. We have already held our oral communication, so we will move to the consent calendar. I see one item, receive and file the minutes. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Please call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Any matters from successor agency members? All right, seeing none, we will adjourn at this time and head back to our city council meeting. And that takes us on to the consent calendar. All these items can be acted on simultaneously unless any of my colleagues wish to pull an item. Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion. Motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, at this time, we will move on to our public hearing, number 10.
Yes, this evening we do have a public hearing. It's a request to develop a 26-unit residential townhome project on a portion of approximately 3.025 acre site developed with a parking lot of a religious facility at 5802 Santa Catalina Avenue. And these will have adoptions of resolutions for mitigated negative declaration, mitigated and mitigation monitoring and reporting program, general plan amendment number GPA-001-2025, tentative parcel map number PM 2024-124, site plan number SP-150-2025, tentative tract map number TT196336, variance number V045-2025, and conditional use permit CUP 119-60 revised 2025. And we also have the introduction and first reading of an ordinance approving a zoning map amendment number A-041-2025 with the ordinance entitled An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Garden Grove approving zoning map number A-041-2025 to amend the city's official zoning map to change the zoning of a 1.73 acre portion of the parcel located on the south side of Santa Catalina Avenue, northwest of Santa Barbara Avenue, between Valley View Street and St. Mark Street at 5082 Santa Catalina Avenue. Assessor's parcel number 224-212-01 from R1 single family residential to R3 multiple family residential zone to facilitate the development of a 26-unit residential attached townhome project on the project site. And Community Development Director Nikki Wetzel is here to introduce the item.
Thank you, Liz. Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, the presentation tonight will be brought to you by Monica Rodriguez. She is a senior planner in the Planning Division.
So good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. For your consideration is a recommendation from the Planning Commission requesting the City Council to approve the land use actions necessary to facilitate the development of a 26-unit residential townhome project on a portion of an approximately 3.025 acre site developed with the religious facility and parking lot located at 5802 Santa Catalina Avenue. The subject site currently consists of a general plan land use designation of low-density residential. A general plan amendment is requested to change the land use designation of a 1.73 acre portion of the subject site to medium-density residential to facilitate the development of the proposed multifamily development. The site is currently zoned R1 single-family residential. The requested zone change to R3 multifamily residential of a 1.73 acre portion of the subject site is necessary to implement the new general plan land use designation and to facilitate the development. In order to facilitate the construction of the 26 townhomes, the applicant is requesting to subdivide the existing 3.025 acre parcel lot into 2 lots. The new 1.73 acre parcel will be developed with 26 two-story townhomes, and the remaining 1.29 acre parcel will remain unchanged with the religious facility and a two-story ancillary building. The existing one-story storage building and rear portion of the existing parking lot, highlighted in blue, will be demolished to facilitate the residential development. Each lot will comply with the minimum lot size requirements of the municipal code, including the requirement for the religious facility to have a minimum lot size of 1 acre and the residential lot to maintain a minimum lot size of 7,200 square feet. A tentative tract map approval is necessary to create a 1-lot subdivision for the purpose of selling each townhome as a condominium. The proposed tentative tract map is in conformance with the zoning requirements for the site, as well as the city's subdivision ordinance and the state subdivision map act. The applicant proposes to construct a total of 26 attached two-story townhome units, ranging in size from 1,223 to 1,745 square feet, and each unit designed with a 2-car garage. The project includes 28 guest parking spaces. The site will be accessible from Santa Barbara Avenue to the east. 3 30-foot wide driveways will be provided for vehicular access. Also, the project will provide a combined square footage of 10,491 square feet of private and common open space equipped with different types of amenities, serving the residents of the development, such as a barbecue, outdoor furniture, community gardens, an outdoor yoga lawn area, and outdoor gym equipment. The unit breakdown of the townhome development will include 3 types of floor plans consisting of 8 2-bedroom units, 10 3-bedroom units, and 8 4-bedroom units. The proposed townhomes will be 2 stories in height and will incorporate a craftsman architectural style. The building design includes stucco exteriors, shingle roof, board and batten siding, decorative corbels, and a gable roof, which are common characteristics found in this type of architecture. The design incorporates varying roof lines, different materials and architecture exterior features to break down the overall building massing and provide further architectural articulation. The building elevations portray a white, gray, and green color scheme, which will be complementary and architecturally compatible with the immediate neighborhood. The religious facility has been operating under a conditional use permit since 1961. The remaining 1.29 acre parcel will remain unchanged with the exception of the parking that will be impacted as part of the subdivision. The parking lot will be restriped and new landscaping will be installed throughout the parking lot. The religious facility continues to meet the requirements of the municipal code with the exception of the 25-foot main building setback required when there's a common property line with an R-zone property. The applicant is requesting a waiver to deviate from the 25-foot building setback created by the proposed subdivision and provide a 13-foot, 6-inch setback on the southerly portion of the 1.29 acre site. The existing layout of the assembly building includes a sanctuary, storage rooms, restrooms, and offices. While the building will maintain a reduced setback to the newly created residential lot, the sanctuary portion of the building will be approximately 25 feet from the proposed residential project and will be buffered by administrative offices. In addition, no expansions to the existing sanctuary is being proposed. Therefore, a waiver of this standard is justified and the townhome project resident will not be adversely impacted. The conditional use permit for the church will be revised to include current standards of conditions of approval. The city, through an environmental consultant, has prepared an initial study report and mitigated negative declaration to analyze the environmental impacts of the project. The initial study mitigated negative declaration concluded that the proposed project will have no or less than significant impact on the relevant environmental factors, provided specified mitigation measures are incorporated. These mitigation measures are included in the mitigation monitoring and reporting program, and the applicant will be required to implement the required mitigation measures and provide updates to the city until completion of the project. The city did receive a public comment in the form of a letter, which was provided to the council for their consideration. Mitigation measures related to dust and noise have been included as a condition of approval. In addition, the project as proposed, will not impact the existing wood fence located on the southerly portion of the property. A block wall is proposed abutting the wood fence. It is recommended that the city council conduct a public hearing, adopt the resolution adopting a mitigated negative declaration and associated mitigation monitoring and reporting program for the project, adopt the resolution approving general plan amendment, introduce and conduct the first reading of an ordinance approving zoning amendment number A-041, 2025, adopt the resolution approving site plan SP-150, 2025, tentative track map, and a variance, subject to the recommended conditions of approval, and adopt a resolution approving a conditional use permit, subject to the recommended conditions of approval. This concludes my presentation. Staff is available for questions.
Thank you very much for the report. So at this time, colleagues, if you have any specific questions for staff, this is when we would ask those before I open the public hearing. Yes.
So a couple of the conditions apparently address the letter that we received, I think it was yesterday, or we received it yesterday. You probably got it earlier.
Yeah.
So I guess the concern with the neighbor to the south was the fence being encroached upon and the dust from the construction.
Correct.
Can you tell me what specifically the conditions are in there that are addressing them, and what they are?
So yeah, so we can refer to the conditions of approval under the site plan review. Those are conditions number 73, which state the construction hours that would be abided to, so which is Monday through Friday, not before 7 a.m. and not after 5 p.m. Also to the construction activities will be adhered, which is condition number 74 of the site plan. They would have to adhere with fugitive dust and includes minimizing the type of power tools that are used during the construction.
I'm assuming that's the typical water truck spraying water. so it
Correct.
takes the dust out of the air, basically.
Correct.
Okay, and how about the fence on the south part? What was the decision on that?
So I will let the applicant kind of relay a little bit on that topic, but the wood fence that is currently existing for the fourplex development, that will remain. So the new proposed block wall that the applicant is proposing to build will abut the existing wood
So it'll be
fence, so it
behind
wouldn't
it.
be removed.
Okay, so their fence isn't in danger.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, at this time, we will go ahead and open the public hearing. I do have several cards. First, Elizabeth Hansberg.
Hi, good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Elizabeth Hansberg. I represent People for Housing Orange County. We're an advocacy group for affordable and workforce and first-time homebuyer housing. And I'm here to urge you to move this project forward. As you know, we have a housing shortage. Young people have not been able to buy homes in their 30s. People are later in their 30s and even in their 40s because we don't have enough entry-level home ownership opportunities. And when young people are looking to buy their first home, they usually are looking at townhomes or condos. The days of folks buying a single-family home as their first housing unit or first home ownership opportunity, I'm afraid that those days have passed. And we don't even tend to build new housing in the way that we used to because we are landlocked. Most of our land has been built upon. And so this type of project, which provides that first-time home buyer opportunity in an infill setting in an existing community with infrastructure already in place like transit and community amenities like grocery stores and schools, this is the type of housing that we need to keep our residents, to keep our young people so that we don't end up losing our population to Texas. And this type of housing is actually so important that this type of project is the type that will be exempted under AB 609. If you haven't heard about this law, the state is moving to try to make sure that we can produce this type of infill, missing middle housing to fill the gap that is existing between what I like to call Harry and Harriet homeowner, our boomer neighbors who already have purchased their homes, and our young people who are coming up and want to stay and raise their families. And so this type of housing is exactly what we're looking for. I wish we had 36 or 46 of them, but 26 is more than we have right now, and certainly a much better use than a derelict, crumbling parking lot. And the fact that our faith community is supportive of being able to continue their good work just makes icing on the cake. So just want to urge you to move it forward, much needed, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next will be Spencer and Tricia Adamson.
Good evening, honorable members of the City Council. This should be pretty easy. I'm Spencer Adamson. This is my wife, Tricia Adamson. We're the owners of 11851 Bailey Street. That was the property that you've been discussing as the one adjoining the new development property. And I think you've addressed our concerns. We simply didn't want to have the wall encroaching upon our existing property, so we chose and communicated with Brandywine Homes that we'd prefer to just leave the fence in place, not have any impact to our existing residents there. And it sounds like that's been accomplished. And we trusted that you would have mitigation factors in place for the dust and the noise. You know, we're very concerned about our residents and the impact that it's going to have on them, and hopefully they'll endure the construction phase, because we're not opposed to this project at all. We're actually think it'll be a fine addition to the neighborhood. So,
yeah, I actually agree in some ways with Elizabeth. We've actually been doing this for about 40 years, and sadly, California housing is extremely expensive, and we actually provide housing for a lot of people that it's below the cost of housing, and we're kind of looking forward to it because it allows us to do an upgrade too to the fence once they're done naturally. But I think it would be really nice. By the way, our residents have been there for almost 6 years and totally thrilled. So I think it's going to work around. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker will be Adam Wood.
Evening, Mayor, Council, and staff. Adam Wood with the Building Industry Association. Thanks for the opportunity to comment tonight. Just echo a lot of what's already being said. It's an exciting project. This is a classic definition of a win-win. We're seeing a underutilized parking lot converted into much-needed housing. We've seen projects like this move forward in jurisdictions all over Orange County, particularly with religious facilities. This one's exciting because you get to preserve the existing use and you get to add the housing. It's a completely additive project, so it is, again, a true win-win story here, which is something you should be very excited about, very proud about, and something you should share with other cities sort of as an example of how you can do it right. So looking forward to seeing this project move forward, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak on this public hearing item this evening that hasn't done so yet? This is your opportunity to come. Yes, sir.
Hello. Do you need my card? Hello, Honorable Mayor and council members. Oh, I just had my notes and I got rid of them. My name is Neil. I'm the senior pastor at Grace Baptist Church. I have been privileged to be there for about 6 years, and when I first received the offer to come to the church, which I gladly did, we're natives from California. We moved away, and it's very hard to move back, by the way. But when we accepted, that's right around the time COVID hit, and the church, as when we got there, was on a decline, and it's called a sunset church, where a lot of the people are retirement age, and they're from that community, and the church has been there in that community. It's not a church that you would drive by and see because it's off the beaten path in a neighborhood, but because of that, it's been immersed in that neighborhood for years and years, well, since the 60s, as you've heard. And so with that said, we had a lot of members decide to sell their homes in that community and move to Texas, I heard someone say, and other states as well. My wife and I just lost, not to death, but to moving, 4 of our family members, all natives of the area, to Tennessee, of all places. But because of that, we were considering, well, the church is on a numerical decline, which means it's also on a financial decline, and the property was in a disarray. The back lot was never used, ever, for anything, except people coming in and spinning donuts. That's all it was used for. And so we thought, what are some creative ways that we could do this? I had been approached multiple times from developers to sell all of the property for sizable amounts of money, sizable, actually triple what Brandywine is offering. And I presented this to the church, and they said, well, we want to stay in the community. We don't want to sell everything. We want to stay in the community. Much like the Presbyterian church earlier, we had those sort of opportunities and opportunities as well. And I'm really glad of doing what they're doing. I also work in the healthcare industry as well, doing psychotherapy. But I'm glad that we're able to stay and to serve the community. And I love working with Brandywine. They've been absolutely easy to work with. And I think this project's going to be good for the community as well as the church. From the funds that we'll get from the sale of the property, we will take our church from a Model T era to a Tesla era, hopefully. It's dilapidated. It needs help. And with that, we hope to bring in new families and continue to grow and to serve the community. So thank you for your time and attention to this matter.
Thank you. All right, last call for comments. All right, we will go ahead and close the public hearing at this time. And council members, we can have some discussion. Anybody have any comments?
I've actually a question for staff. And it goes to the, initially there was some pushback with some of the community. And occasionally people that weren't at those meetings to get educated will come forward and they have the same question. So for the purposes of that, transparency and putting it out on the television so people see this and they understand the process. I personally think this is an awesome project, fits the community. It's not even gated. It just fits right in with the, but with that being said, had the church decided to sell it to a developer who wanted full concessions, low income, no parking, how many units could they have put on that property?
I mean, if they wanted to develop the property at its max density, which is 32 units per acre, you would be looking at 55 units.
Okay, 55.
Or, yes, but if they were to request a density bonus, then they can ask for waivers, concessions on open space, reduce parking ratios, and they can build, 100% affordable if they were to utilize a whole property.
And they could build upwards
and they
of
can
over
build
100 units.
More than, yeah.
Yeah.
They can build
And no
a good
parking.
amount. And very limited parking.
So the church, in my opinion, is looking out for the neighborhood.
Correct.
This is a fully parked project.
And technically, per code, they can go up to 3 stories, but they decided to keep it at 2.
Right, to fit in with the community.
Mhm.
So
Correct.
I think it's a blessing that the church is going that extra mile for the community. They could have made a lot more money on this property. And I think once the public hears what could have happened, they're really thinking, okay, 26 units that's fully parked is not such a bad thing, especially on a lot. I'm going to have to find somewhere else to go do my donuts. But
It was
but with that being said, I'm really happy that, I've seen the diagrams and what the project's going to look like. It looks great. That lot has just been an eyesore for decades. And over 50 years. It's been, and it gets, the weeds grow and it's not I think it just gets used as a cut through by people to cut over to the, jump that little fence. And so with that being said, I'm very supportive of this. I think the community overall is now too, once they've been educated to all the issues and all the things. And I don't think I heard anybody speak out. Even the one letter that we got that was seemingly to be against the project, the owners came out and they said, no, we're not against it. So I think it's got community support. Brandywine has been an awesome developer. They got an awesome history with the city of Garden Grove going back many decades, and some of the best developments in our city are Brandywine projects. So with that being said, I'd be happy to make the motion.
I'll hold on to that motion. We have a few more comments. Councilwoman?
So when we had that, this project went to the planning commission, I actually was there. And so I saw people came and have the concern. And a lot of time for our council member, we vote for a project, something like this, changing the zone, have more houses that we, get requirement that we have to do. And a lot of time people are not happy with it. But then at the same time, we want to see the city to be modernized and, things like that. I'm very happy and glad that a lot of people came here and said positive, and also the homeowner too, the next door. And so I just want to say thank you for coming, and that give us the feedback from the community. So when we make the vote, we feel more confident or thing that we want to hear from the resident. So thank you for being here to give us that feedback.
Thank you. Yes.
First, I want to compliment George, because I don't think he caught on to the wonderful double entendre that he said. It is a blessing that the church is on board with this. But I wish the kids were still here so they could hear us having this conversation. But I think it's we have so many conversations about housing. We talk about affordable housing, permanent supportive housing, building high density in apartments. But I commend the folks here of the church for really thinking about the community and the developers as well, for taking into consideration the personality of the neighborhood. And as Ms. Hansberg said earlier, there's a huge deficit in opportunities for young people to get into housing, to be able to buy their first home. And I think that it's important for us when we think about housing that we also consider those first-time home buyers and allowing young people to have the opportunity to enter into home ownership. And this is exactly the type of project that would create those opportunities. And hopefully we have folks in the community that take this on once it's fully completed and developed. Because we want to make sure that we're diversifying really the type of housing that we're providing. So this is just an excellent example of what happens when everyone is working together and has the same goal in mind and takes everyone into consideration. So I'm really excited for this, and I hope that we see more projects like this in the future, that they carry the same type of consideration for one another and that positive spirit going forward. So thank you to all of you guys from the congregation for coming and also voicing your support. That's all.
Thank you. Well, this is a great project. I think, we see a lot of our community churches, and unfortunately, for various reasons, congregations are shrinking. And so these churches have to look at the size and scope of their properties and figure out what's best suited to keep the doors open. And thankfully, a lot of these churches are willing to look for creative solutions so that they can keep their congregations flourishing on whatever level that is. It's important to our community to have our neighborhood churches. We don't want to lose that. And I think this is a project that is community minded. I also appreciate the community engagement and involvement. Whether you were for or against this project, it's good to have these discussions. Through those processes, we learn and are better educated coming out from them. And so I think this is always a positive process. Brandywine has put together a conservative project, something that fits the community, and I think will be and service the community well moving into the future. It's great to see people out here from the congregation, the community, caring about your neighborhood. So thank you very much. I need a second.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Congratulations.
All right, we have items for consideration. This was voted on simultaneously with our housing authority, so we can move on. I'll give it just a second to give a little mass exodus here. Thank you.
Ahoy, Captain.
Man, it's always good. You too.
You all did a great job.
Then slow down. But you did good. It was clear.
And then we can take a little bit. Yeah, let's get it over with.
If we can take a quick restroom break. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute recess. Thank you.
Let me change it back.
You can hit it harder if you want. All right, we will reconvene. We have item 12, an ordinance.
Yes, this evening, item 12 is the second reading and adoption of ordinance 2963 entitled An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Garden Grove, amending section 14.20020 of chapter 14.20, title 14 of the Garden Grove Municipal Code pertaining to the Cross Connection Control Program.
Do we have a staff report, or can I? All right, I'll entertain a motion unless there's any questions or.
Well, just for clarification for this, I think anybody watching this show won't know what a cross-connection control program is, so can we at least get that definition so the public would know what we're talking about when we vote on this?
Sure.
Okay, so really quickly, we currently have an ordinance that requires connections to potable water to have this cross connection control, and basically it's a valve that prevents water that's being served into a building from going back into the potable water system. So it's basically a valve, and that valve, there was a prior state regulation that regulated, the size and the type of valve that would be installed for different types of buildings. Obviously, if you have a high-rise, it's a different valve, a much larger valve than a single-family home. And those standards, the state upgraded and adopted new regulations. In the past, those regulations were part of the county Department of Health Services, and now the State Water Board has taken over and adopted their own guidelines. And all we're doing in our ordinance is removing the reference to the Department of Health Services and adding the State Water Resources Control Board Drinking Water Division as the agency that adopts those guidelines. And rather than, and also we specifically identify the guideline that new construction and rehabilitation construction needs to comply with. We follow the cross-connection control policy handbook that is adopted by the State Water Resources Control Board. So that's what we're doing. We're updating our municipal code to refer to the latest guidelines by the state for these types of potable water connections.
I appreciate that. And basically, they're just the valves that keep you from contaminating our water supply.
Correct.
So.
That's good nutshelling there.
Yeah, I
Appreciate
think
that.
that's good for the public to at least know what we're talking about, because they're gonna see this and go, what are they talking about? So, anyway, I'll move it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, that moves us on to matters. We will start with District 1 this evening.
Sure. The first thing, I think I'd like to get an update on the Gilbert Flood Control Channel. What's going on? Do we need to reach out to the sheriff and have him come out personally and walk that channel so we can get some sheriffs to respond as needed? Do we need some county resources to put the steel door there that's been requested by the community? The fencing, I heard there might be some city looking into some fencing, the homeless-proof fencing stuff to go in that area. This has been ongoing over and over again, and I'd kind of like to get an update as to what the city is doing to address this constant problem. So I'm hoping that we can get that in the next meeting or two. And I do want to bring up, our city is really good in recognizing the diversity and inclusiveness. Our city celebrates every ethnicity, every religion. We're pretty good at, with our proclamations. We just did one for Black April. We have, Black History Month. We do almost every race. But there's one we kind of neglected, and it had come to my attention that we have kind of not hit on. The federal government has recognized it, as well as the state of California. May is Jewish American Heritage Month. I would like, I guess there's not enough time to agendize it and vote on it prior to May. So I want to move that we would recognize the month of May as Jewish American Heritage Month and do so on a emergency exigency basis, so we can actually do it and present it to our Jewish community members, the proclamation like we do the other ones, before the month of May starts. So I'd like to do that.
I'm happy to support that, Councilmember.
Do we
Same
need to
here.
vote on the exigency separately, or can we do it all as one?
So normally when you do a proclamation, even if it starts the first of the month, you will do it at your first meeting of that month, right? So the fact that the city council is voting to agendize it for the first meeting in May.
No, we need to do it before May. So we usually do it before the month. That way they
Because you
can-
want it on the first meeting in May, is that
Right.
correct?
Well, the first meeting in May would be like the 7th or 8th, I believe. It's already into the month before we could do it. So I'd like to do it concurrently with the state of California's recognition and the federal government's in May. So we'd have to, I think, vote on it and
That would be next meeting, right?
at the next
Yeah,
meeting.
Right, so just to, yes, so we don't need an exigency, we just need a motion to agendize it at your next meeting.
But then we can present it at that meeting
And present it
too?
at that meeting too.
Okay.
I think we've done that then. We have
Yes.
a motion and a second.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And
So
that
no
way, it'll
exigency
come back
needed.
as an action item, yes.
As long as you guys are all good with that. I
Do
don't
we
wanna-
have, is everyone in favor of that? Okay.
Okay, then that's my motion. And I guess you're the second. Very good. And
Thank you, Councilmember. Is that all for your, do you have any other comments under
Well,
matters?
do we need to vote on it?
Do we have to do
Yes.
that, or do we
Yes.
just,
No,
everybody
go-
kind of give a
no,
thumbs up, or
let's-
do we, does it
let's-
have to be a formal vote?
Let's go ahead and vote on it,
Okay.
just so
So
that we can follow.
we have a motion and a second. Let's call for the vote on that.
Councilmember Brightingham.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes.
Councilmember Tran.
Yes.
Councilmember Muñetón.
Yes.
Councilmember Aristegui.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dovin.
Aye.
And Mayor Klopfenstein.
Yes.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes. To respond to the homeless issue, which is generally everywhere, but to me, I'm more concerned on Chapman and Gilbert Riverbed area. I've been there, studied the area, talked to the resident, and observed. And I did have a plan that I presented to the public work manager that we would like to put fence and especially gate on all the access area where they cannot hide. So, and I concur with Councilman George that of course if we can get the sheriff, the Orange County can get involved, coming by and definitely help us. So the plan I trust is in evaluation, and hopefully we can proceed it. Okay, and also I have a very interesting with Orange County Fire Authority overview and Garden Grove Police Department overview. And thanks to Chief Corey and Chief El Farah with a great presentation. I understand and appreciate the hard work our first responder doing. Especially I myself have good experience on this issue, and I got very, very fast response from OCFA and Grand Grove Police Department. Thank you, and it's my compliment to OCFA and Grand Grove Police Department, and keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilwoman Tran?
Before I forget, so District 3 walk and talk will be on April 26th, starting at 8 o'clock at Atlantic Park. So for the resident out there, this is the opportunity for you to come and meet with our staff, department head, city manager, mayor, police chief, and of course myself. So not just having the conversation and bring up your issue. I would like to actually, this is kind of follow the footsteps of Council Member Jasenia Munaton, that one of the event I saw how you have students to follow you. So I would love to have the opportunity to, from this walk and talk, maybe for a student or for someone to be my shadow, seeing what council member have to do or meeting and things like that. So we'll see how that go, but that's the invitation to our residents, especially the resident in District 3. So please come and meet our staff on April 26th, 8 a.m. starting at Atlantic Park. And then we were just gonna walk around there, have a good exercise in the morning and meet our staff. So I have a couple items. First one, I want to say thanks to Captain Dalton, our staff, and whoever that involved in this. There are 3 different issues that happened in District 3 for the last council meeting, so like 2 weeks ago. First one is this is the issue for a business owner at Bosa and Busar that have transit or some people that just come and smash the window, etc. So our police were called. They came and they talked to the business owner, show them how to improve the security, and they have more extra patrol in that area, and also just come back and reach out to the business owner again. So the feedback now is that the business owner very happy and pleased with the work that our police did and also our staff did. So thank you so much for doing that. The second issue is, I think I brought this up at the last meeting about cat issue. You probably would not be happy when someone else from somewhere come to your house, feed the stray cats, and make a mess there. So this is kind of very unusual. The individual would have a rental car and go to that house and feed the cat. And so the resident brought up this issue a couple of times, and they said it happened for many months. Right now it's still an ongoing issue. So just want to let the resident out there know that our city code enforcement and animal service are working together. So hopefully we will come to address this issue shortly. And the last one is relate to another code enforcement where that there's a big van that parking on the street, and residents were not happy and think that there's some code violation, but it turned out to be the van park legally, have the permit and follow all the requirement of the city. And also the van also belonged to a resident right there. So just for the resident out there, if you have a concern and issue relate to this topic, just so that our staff and our police, our code enforcement have their eyes on that. But at this present, there's nothing they can do because that's just legally part. Next one, well, this one relates to the topic that Council Member Birigam mentioned earlier. I met the I guess individual or the leader from the Jewish community, and also I met another residency is a social service director for one of the healthcare in our city, and this is related to the homeless issue. But so just met with the Jew and had great conversation in the case that you mentioned about the Jewish proclamation. Then I kind of support that. And next item is about the Gilbert project that you mentioned earlier, Councilmember Philip Nguyen. So because that corner is right at District 2 and District 3, so I did talk to Council Member Nguyen that we're probably gonna try to do something, just kind of bring awareness to people. And so maybe just a day that we could walk, and so the people, the issue that our residents face, and maybe work with our police, and so hopefully maybe do some cleanup and make people pay more attention to that area, and hopefully there will be some progress or some improvement in that area. Next item is the Garden Grove High School District, State Up District. Many of our council members came, our mayor was there. It was amazing to see all the accomplishment that our students have in Garden Grove, city as a whole. But also I got a chance to meet with the students from Chu High School, Bosa Grande, and also La Quinta. They were very excited that they said that if the city have some opportunity, they would love to volunteer and support the cheer team and the sport team there. So I told them that, well, I will reach out to our staff and we'll see what we can do to help them to support with our activity here. And next item is the King Hong, Vietnamese people, we say Vua Hùng Vương. So anyway, they have the commemorate. So just want to say congratulations to the group. They did an awesome job. There were so many different nonprofit groups came and they did performance and things like that to highlight and show the Vietnamese culture during dances. Last but not least, this one relates to a mock interview. So I was invited to support Garden Grove Unified District CTE mock interview for several high schools around here. I came, there were many of the volunteers. I met our council member, or former council member, John O'Neill there. And so it was very nice to see him. But regardless, it's just opportunity for us to see our high school students and talk to them. They were very bright. There were so many people. We have multiple rooms just because so many students that excited and want to participate in that. So that's it. I think there are a couple coming up. So if any of the council members here would like to participate and do mock interview with the student, you are welcome to do so. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
I yield my time to my colleagues. Thank you.
Councilwoman.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to congratulate Santiago High School basketball team for winning their first CIF title in school history. This historic victory is a proud moment for the entire school community. A special congratulations to Coach Morehouse for his outstanding leadership and for being named CIF Southern Section Coach of the Year. I've had the honor of knowing Coach Morehouse personally for several years, and I've seen firsthand his deep dedication to the athletes and the Santiago community. This recognition is definitely well deserved. A few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of touring Carolina's Italian restaurant in District 5. The warm atmosphere and excellent service left a lasting impression. I'd like to extend a special thanks to Tim, the owner, for his hospitality and for constantly being a valued member of our community. His dedication to both the restaurant and supporting local GGUSD schools and PTA is truly appreciated. Carolinas continues to be an asset to our community, and I look forward to seeing their continued success. I recently had the opportunity to tour our new geropsych unit at Garden Grove Hospital during the ribbon cutting ceremony hosted by the Chamber of Commerce along with our fellow council members and mayor. The unit is a much needed resources for our community, offering specialized care for older adults facing mental health challenges. It was impressive to see the state of arts facility and dedication of staff. This new addition will make a significant impact in the quality of care available to our seniors, and I am excited to see how it benefits our community. I also had the privilege of attending the Garden Grove Unified School District State of the District Dinner. It was a wonderful evening to celebrate the achievement of our schools and educators, while also discussing the district's goals for the future. It was particularly impressive to hear that GGUSD had 10 schools selected as distinguished schools, the most of any district in Orange County. This is a testament to the hard work and dedication of our educators and students. I also loved hearing from my own District 5's Crosby Elementary School as they performed their version of Waka Waka. Such a lovely performance. Additionally, the mariachi group from Rancho High School added a beautiful cultural touch to the evening. Overall, it was a night to remember for all of those in attendance. Yesterday, I received an insightful overview of the Orange County Fire Authority from Division Chief Craig Covey. During our meeting, Chief provided a comprehensive look of OCFA's operation response strategies and the community outreach efforts. It was a valuable session and helped me gain a deeper understanding of the challenges and priorities facing our local fire services. I'm grateful for the work that OCFA does to ensure the safety of our community. And I appreciate Chief Covey for his time and dedication to keeping us informed. I want to share a concern that was brought to me by a group of residents in District 5. This is regarding an alcohol advertisement in the form of a mural that is in close proximity to several youth center locations in our community. This mural is on the wall adjacent to 12062 West Street, and the business is named Highland Liquor No. 2. It is located just 450 feet from Crosby Elementary, and it is right next to Garden Grove Pony baseball fields, giving a high concentration of young people in the area. The visibility of alcohol marketing here is particularly troubling. I want to ask our attorney or staff, is there any ordinance in our city that prohibits alcoholic advertisements in close proximity of schools, youth centers, such as Little League?
I am not aware that we have those regulations currently in our code, and I would have to research to see if those would be available for the city to adopt.
I would like to direct staff to draft an ordinance and bring it to council for a vote that would restrict alcohol and drug advertising near schools and parks and youth recreational areas, and bring it further to a council meeting. Can I get a second on that from my colleagues?
I would actually second that, but I know there's a fine line from like a liquor store just having their sign that they normally have up, as opposed to like what you're talking about, a big mural that kind of glorifies, you know, the thing. But I would be certainly willing to explore that issue with you. Hopefully the city attorney can come up with the proper wording to fit our needs.
Yeah, but if the council wants an item to come back and wants staff to work on an ordinance like that, then I think we do need the majority of the council to agree to bring it back.
Do we need to take a formal vote then? We have a motion and a second, so.
Yes.
Can we call for the vote, please?
Councilmember Brigham?
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilmember Tran?
Yes.
Councilmember Muñetón?
Yes.
Councilmember Aristegui?
Yep.
Mayor Pro Tem Dovin? And Mayor Klopfenstein?
Yes.
Motion received, 6 yes votes, with Mayor Pro Tem Dovin abstaining.
If I may, briefly, so the mural itself is on private property, is that correct?
It's on the.
I've seen it. So it's on the side of the Highland building facing the street. So is that a conversation that has to be had with that business owner perhaps to say, it's great to have a mural there, but maybe the subject matter is inappropriate for the location, considering we have so much youth in that area.
You have First
Yeah,
Amendment issues too, right?
Right, we do have First Amendment issues, which is why,
Right.
I would need to, research whether it's even possible, constitutional,
Mhm.
to bring back the ordinance. But if it is, I would bring back the ordinance. I just wouldn't be able to do it at the next meeting.
It's gonna take some time.
But I do need a little bit of time to be able to do that research and then put together the ordinance to bring back to you.
Understood. Okay.
But the more quick way to do it would be maybe to have the city send a letter asking them to adjust the mural so it's not, that way you're requesting voluntary compliance. You're not directing them to do anything, and maybe, as a good business owner, community owner, he'll want to abide. That's sometimes the best way to handle it.
Thank you. And thank you for your support, those of you that voted for it. Our youth deserve a safe and supportive environment, and reducing their exposure to alcohol marketing is the key step towards that goal. Lastly, I recently hosted my first meet and greet event, where we had over 20 community members in attendance. It was a great chance to hear directly from residents about the issues that matter most to them, including safety, traffic concerns, and park improvements. I appreciate everyone who attended and shared their thoughts. The word has been spreading as individuals who were unable to attend have reached out to express their interest in future events. My next meet and greet will be on Saturday, May 17th in the Chapman West area of District 5. Please mark your calendars. More information to come. Thank you, everyone.
It is my turn. Hello, everyone. First and foremost, I want to make sure that we congratulate the Santiago High School basketball team on such an impressive victory. I believe Councilmember Muñetón and I were both there when they arrived from their victory. We got the opportunity to cheer them on as they were leaving the bus, and everyone was just so proud and so ecstatic for them. They've really gone above and beyond as a team, and it really is one of those things that uplifts the entire school community and the neighboring community as well. It's such a thing of pride to, as fellow Cavaliers, be able to honor our student Cavs in accomplishing such a great feat. So congratulations to all of the students, to Coach Morehouse, and all of Santiago High School, because what an epic win. Recently, I had the opportunity to visit Buena Clinton and also attend the Buena Clinton Family Night. Buena Clinton Resource Center hosts family nights throughout the year. And this month it was Easter themed. So we had an Easter bunny out there. There was a scavenger, a little scavenger hunt with little QR codes at all the different booths. So families had to go and, visit all the booths with all the different resources. And there was Santa Ana College and CalOptima. Our code enforcement department was there as well. So we had a really good opportunity to connect folks from the community to different resources and have fun while they do it. Bracken's Kitchen was there also offering delicious hot meals. Their pasta was spectacular. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming family nights with Buena Clinton. It was really a wonderful event. So I commend all of the folks from Yolanda and Gabby and all the wonderful parents that volunteer, because it was a really fun time. I also had the opportunity to attend the opening of the new geropsych unit in Garden Grove Hospital, where I was born on a warm August evening in 1991. I'm sad to say that they no longer have an OB and unit in the hospital, but I'm really glad that they are opening this new unit to provide a very much needed service. Seniors have been a big topic of conversation recently, and making sure that we are catering to that very important part of our community, especially as our senior community is continuing to grow, I think is very important. I'm really glad that Garden Grove Hospital has decided to provide even more services, especially in the mental health field, for that very important part of our community. I also have the wonderful opportunity as a member of the Orange County Vector and Mosquito Control Board to recently attend their trustee field day, where we had the chance to visit several locations in Orange County and see what the Orange County Vector and Mosquito Control Board does out in the field. And, you know, a lot of us know that now the temperatures are rising, it means that we're going to get mosquitoes. And I want you guys to know that the $10 that you guys all pitch in towards the Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control Board, it's all being put to really great use. They are working really, really hard out there to make sure that we're controlling those populations and making sure that people aren't getting sick. That's a very big concern for us, right? We're all used to seeing those signs in our neighborhoods around this time of year where they tell us about the different things that they're doing around our neighborhood, and also warning us about different diseases that are transmitted through the mosquitoes. So big reminder to folks to always be on the lookout for stagnant and standing water. We've got to do our part to mitigate the continued growth of mosquito populations, but know that our investments into that type of programming are being put to great use. They have found very many innovative ways to tackle these issues in ways that also are healthy and safe to us as residents. In the way that they're tackling the control of mosquito larvae out there. I'm just so impressed by their drone operations, their on-the-ground operations, their aquatic operations. Sometimes they have to get out on a boat. And it's good to see all of the little traps that they have and how innovative and resourceful they are with the limited resources that they're given to tackle such a huge and growing problem for us as the summer months are approaching. So that was wonderful. I'm always happy to talk to you guys about mosquitoes. I also had the wonderful honor of representing the city of Garden Grove at Congressman Derek Tran's ribbon cutting. Congressman Tran represents California's 45th congressional district, and they opened their brand new offices in the city of Cypress, specifically 6803 International Avenue, Suite 100. I want to make sure that we all know where our congressman is located, and also we know how to reach out to our congressman, because there are so many things that we as your city council can help you with here at the local level. But we do have folks out there that are advocating for us in different levels, and if you have issues that can only be tackled by a member of Congress, you can always call 714-960-6483 and reach out to Congressman Tran's office. And hopefully we'll have a good caseworker there that's going to help you guys address the questions that you might need and the needs that you might have. So know that they are there as a resource. They're up and running and they're open. So go give them a visit or send them a nice letter. Some upcoming events that we have in District 6, we have our April 12th compost giveaway. It's the last compost giveaway of the year, and this is operated by our wonderful Public Works Department. So on April 12th, between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m., you guys can go and pick up some bags of compost from the Public Works yard and go, gussy up your garden or your vegetable beds. It is spring, and so go feed all your wonderful plants. We are providing you guys with some organic compost. We also have the Beautify Buena Clinton event on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And our code enforcement department is going to be there. They've been collaborating along with the community for the last several weeks, communicating with them and coordinating on issues like graffiti removal, bulky item disposal. There's going to be a lot of beautifying there, and of course some resources. So make sure to attend the Beautify Buena Clinton event again on Saturday, April 26th. We're all going to be there. Myself, our wonderful code enforcement team, Public Works. Councilmember Muñetón will be there. Yeah, Councilmember Muñetón will be there. So join us. It's going to be a great time. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Before I make my comments, I'm going to briefly turn it back to Councilwoman Tran. She has one more thing she wanted to mention.
Yeah, sorry. Earlier we talked about the Geo Garden Grove Hospital ribbon cutting. As a board member there, I just want to say really quick thing. So congratulations to Garden Grove Hospital, because at the ribbon cutting, there were so many different local health group was there, and they all said that this is something that needed for our community. And so just want to say congrats on that, and looking forward to see more of the community support from the hospital to the resident in Garden Grove. Last but not least, I attend the Garden Grove High School track and field contest and polar water contest. During that time, I met a couple of students, and some of them that was winner or got the trophy in the middle, and I told them that I'm gonna make the shout out. So I just want to shout out to you guys, and congrats for the job well done. That's it.
Thank you, Councilwoman. This evening, we had our topping out ceremony for our Civic Center revitalization project. We had the council there. Lisa Kim, our city manager, was our MC and gave some comments, and as well as Edgemore Clark Construction, our chief of police, and myself. This is really a historic and monumental moment for this project. Topping out basically means that we're near completion of our structural framework, and we've hit the highest point of our construction for this particular phase and part of the police station build. Soon we'll be moving on to our parking structure, and then with the completion of this project, a beautiful new green space and park. So it's wonderful for all of us to be together to celebrate this moment. And then we were able to go kind of deeper into the project and sign a wall to kind of commemorate this moment, this topping out moment. So that was also very special, and just was a very nice evening to be able to celebrate all that's been accomplished in such a short period of time. What, in 18 months? Pretty amazing. So congratulations again to all involved. I think it's truly an opportunity to showcase what it means when all the different parts of a team come together and really have that shared vision and goal. So I think we can be an example to other communities and cities and other areas of what can happen when everybody's in synergy with one another. So thank you for that. On April 2nd, it was World Autism Awareness Day, and that's a community that I think deserves to be highlighted and acknowledged. I know we have made mention and highlighted this in the past. I think we've even brought a proclamation forward at a council meeting, so hopefully we can check and see if that's something we can bring forward, even if it's after the fact, just to acknowledge that community. I think is important to do. I know that we have Ruby Garcia with her and Andy and Aiden Safety Group and other organizations that truly make meaningful work and an impact for the autism spectrum community. So just want to make sure we highlight that. And then a few other quick things. Excavation is the 19th. We're not going to meet before that event, and that is a wonderful event happening at Atlantis Park on the 19th from 1 to 4. If you have little ones, it is so fun to take them out and hunt for Easter eggs and enjoy the different activities at Atlantis Park. So please grab tickets if you haven't already. And finally, we won't be meeting again before Easter, so happy Easter to our Garden Grove community. Thank you. City Manager Lisa Kim, anything?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. I appreciate the feedback on delving into the Chapman-Gilbert fencing opportunity a little bit further. We are in the process of our budget process with all the departments, and so those are being discussed right now. I will definitely sit down with Public Works Director Bill Murray and Patricia Song to see if we can advance that a little sooner. But in the meantime, just to advise the council, it is being discussed right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
City Attorney Sandoval?
We do have 2 closed session items on the agenda that's posted, so once we complete this portion of the agenda, if we can adjourn to closed session, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
All right, then that's what we will do. We will adjourn to closed session. Thank you.
I'm going to find more eggs in you.